Disconnected.
Hello,
Look
everybody.
at that.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
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 Hello. Nice
Hello.
Cup. Nice cup.
Gotta get a
Ooh,
big
we
mug.
should do a cup.
Just need a big
Okay.
salad with this.
You don't even get to say that right now because you did not understand that. Mr. Lion.
Oh yeah, he was telling me about this while you were gone.
Good job.
How he's never gonna live it down.
Kate just sent me a DM. She just said, just thinking about how cats aren't lions again.
Yeah, I think about that daily now. I'm just like, how... Oh, the soup mug? Oh my god. No soup for you. Now I understand that. Now I understand it. I understand all the quotes now, except I'm still missing, like, I think 12 episodes, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. All right.
At some point, I'm just gonna randomly start the intro and cut all of you off.
Yeah.
That's just how it's gonna go today.
Talking smack.
Okay. Hi Mario. And on that note,
Bye, Mario.
hello and
Hi,
welcome to the Point in Progress podcast. Fuck you, Harv.
Mario left and came back.
I didn't leave. I got
Alright.
kicked out.
Hold on. Let me just mute Harv real quick. Okay. Let's try this again.
All right. Take care. Have fun. Enjoy your night.
Are we ready now?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Hello and welcome to the Point in Progress podcast, episode 62, your malevolent podcast talking about, I don't know, Marvel Snap, Seinfeld, and Miley Cyrus. Let's get it.
Wait, what?
Let me just unmute you, Harv, real quick. We're kicking off this episode with some spicy energy, a lot of chaos, feet taking shots at Mario. It's a great time. But before we get to that, we're gonna have a quick little mug corner. Fee, whatever is on your screen is the confidence auditor. And you keep cutting away from the stream. It's fine. I'm gonna kick this off. I'm currently rocking a friend of the show, Kelsey, her design for a mug. Harv, I know you have a cool mug going on tonight. What do you got going on?
Yeah, I got also a friend of the show, Central Perk. They sponsored my entire childhood, so yeah, it's a very, very big cup, and I like it's a big cup.
Okay.
We love a soup mug. Anybody else have any fun drinking apparati?
I mean,
No,
So-
I have a
Apparatuses?
water bottle.
I don't know what the plural is.
I got my...
I also do have this.
Yeah. The water bottle that
We
Slime
love
got you.
hydrated.
Yeah, this is the water bottle I use.
Yeah. I have a thermo flask because I'm not cool enough to have a Stanley cup. No, honestly, like like random side note, I've looked into Stanley cups. I don't think I'm getting one. I'm like really happy with these. I have like 2 of them from Costco, and they're just my jam.
Honestly, they're not too crazy different at the end of the day.
No,
in
they're
terms of
I
technology.
think they're literally the same. Like they look.
I'm pretty sure they're literally the same thing.
except
Honestly,
mine doesn't have a handle.
fun fact: if you buy Hydro Flask, funny enough, it's not even the best water bottle you can buy.
Stanley flask.
It's just the name.
Stanley Cup is currently. It was really funny. I saw a girl on TikTok who asked her mom for a Stanley Cup, and her mom gave her a little miniature of the Stanley Cup.
Nice, like the Stanley Cup from like hockey.
Yes.
Love to see it. The like trophy.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just like a miniature, and she's just like, I don't know why you wanted this, but I got it for you for Christmas, and I'm just like, no. The girl was so mad.
Man.
She was just like, my mom really tried her best, is the best way to put it. So.
Well, speaking of TikTok, let's jump right in to the checkpoint. We're gonna have some very exciting TikTok content coming out if you want to throw us a follow at Point in Progress. Frank, will you run through what you have planned for that?
We're just so for right now, we're just chopping up our Game of the Year videos that you can check out right now on our YouTube channel right under this. Don't leave now though. If you leave now, stay. We're doing this live, okay? You can go later on your own time, okay? Not ours. But yeah, go check out our Game of the Year videos there. But if you want to see it more chopped up, and I think it'll look cool on a phone, we are chopping them up and putting them on TikTok, each individual segment. So there's gonna be like 40 videos added to our TikTok. But hopefully you guys go over there and watch it. I think some of them look pretty cool. I did Fees earlier today, and what was it, Hobbs Manor, and what was the other game, Fee?
It was the excavation of Hobbs Burrow and
Hobbs Burrow.
Yeah, thank you. And the Blackwell Legacy series.
Both those look really creepy in that video, so go check that out.
Very creepy. I was very excited. I can't wait for all of you to be incredibly disturbed by the excavation of Hobbs Burrow. Shout out Wedge Games, because that game is just also close.
It's got some imagery.
Apologies. Oh yeah, for sure.
It's definitely got some imagery.
Oh, and guess what? Not even the worst in the game. There's some crazy shit that happens. Also, random side note, they're having an entire Humble Bundle of all of their games currently, except for
There you go.
yeah, the excavation of Hobbs Burrow, which I think is like a 33% off discount, but that's still insane for all the games. You get all of the Blackwell Legacy, Unavowed. You also get a number of their other games that they've released over the past few years, and I would highly recommend it. Just wanted to randomly say that, but yeah, if you haven't already. They're creepy.
We love to see it.
Yeah.
We also love to see our beautiful faces. We're back. This is the first show of the new year. Kicking it off strong. And if you are new here from our lovely Game of the Year videos, welcome. We're so excited to have you. I can't wait for you to see what we have coming up next. With that, do we have any final pieces of housekeeping? Anything else you want to throw out there?
Fee finally got a keyboard. That's a big thing.
Fee finally got a keyboard.
Yeah, good job.
Round
Fee.
of applause for Fee.
You made a purchase in the last 2 years.
Yay! I bought actually 2 things over the Christmas holiday. This is my new keyboard. It's actually really pretty. It lights up. It has this little dongle that turns up and down my volume. Obviously, I'm not going to do that right now because I'm currently the one hosting the show, so that would not go very well. But yeah, it's working like a dream. I'm very excited about it. Harv and I also have a coffee bet currently that every night at the end of the day, I have to put this on my keyboard. This is a dust protector. Every single night I put this on my keyboard and put it underneath the shelving unit that I have for this monitor that's right currently holding up my camera. And if I do it for 3 months, I get a coffee and donuts, which was another added thing. If I don't, we also have a witness who is Lucas. So yeah, as Seinfeld rules, you always have to have a witness, and Lucas is our witness. So yeah, there you go.
I gotta throw some messaging to Hera.
Counting down the days.
Exactly, the countdown. It's just gonna be like right at the bottom. Like starting next week, the countdown is just gonna be right at the bottom. No one's gonna understand except for the people who watch this video. We're not explaining it until April.
Yeah, I think that's it for the housekeeping. Let's jump into the things we've been enjoying over the past couple weeks since we've been back in action. Let's see here. Mario, of course, is included on this run of show, even though his face is not here. We're not talking about what he's been playing. That's just a fun joke for us to have and you to wonder about. Another thing for us to wonder about, Harv, how's Overwatch 2?
Overwatch 2 is a good game. I'm having fun with it. Competitive is fun to a certain extent, but you know, it's fun. I've hit bronze 1, which is a kind of a highlight for me in that game. I feel like I'm just slowly getting better at it. But yeah, I wish I played more this week. I'm trying, or like the last couple of weeks. trying to remember what I've played other than Overwatch 2, but nothing is.
Elden Ring and Sekiro.
Elden Ring. And
Yeah, but I
Sekiro.
don't put
Yeah.
those on the list anymore.
You also
'cause
played we played oh god, Codenames.
we did play Codenames. Yeah, we did play
We did
Codenames
play
for a community. Yeah,
Codenames.
yeah.
As a heads up, everybody, I don't know if you know this. This is a quick lesson in mammals, specifically cat breeds. Don't know if you guys know this, but there are things such as house cats, but then there are things called such as large cats.
Built cats.
Really large cats, including things such as
Built cats.
jaguars. It includes
Built
leopards.
cats.
It includes things such as tigers and then lions. Harv apparently had forgotten the type of large cat, which is a lion, when there were things on the board that kind of represented, oh, this is something a house cat would do. Did not see the word lion, which was the assassin card. And if anyone doesn't know, the assassin card means that if you select that one, your team automatically loses. Good job, Harv. Good job.
I didn't know that also house cat was
Speaking of
one
big
word.
Cats,
You know house cat was
have
one
y'all
word.
been following along with the Detroit Zoo
Yes.
drama on Twitter?
Was that the
That's
Texas?
been
I thought that was Dallas.
Dallas. I'm dyslexic.
No worries.
You're right. The Dallas Zoo a cat fiasco of the day. That's been pretty fun. Another pretty fun thing that happened on Twitter recently is, Frank, you made a pretty bold claim. What was your...
Oh, I'm gonna play every single Final Fantasy game by the end of 2023, and that's on God.
Okay.
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 Between God and the audience of Point in Progress to keep you accountable for that.
I'm already playing through Final Fantasy 1. I think I'm about a third of the way through already.
Okay.
I don't know. Harv knows exactly where I am in the game, so
Yeah,
Was
I would say
that what
probably almost
sparked
halfway.
you to
almost halfway. Yeah, I would say so.
commit to playing all of them?
Oh yeah, no, 100%. I'm gonna start with this one. I don't know where I'm gonna get the funds to buy the pixel remasters for the other ones, but we'll figure that out.
So you're planning to do every Final Fantasy game, the mainline ones.
Every single mainline ones, I might think it, depending on how I feel, because I know there's some of them that are like on the PSP, some of them are on the Game Boy, some of them are on the DS.
all of the one. Well, yeah, there's like Final Fantasy Advanced
Yeah.
Tactics or
Exactly.
Final Fantasy Tactics. Those are PlayStation and DS, but like all the pixel remasters are on PC, so you don't have to worry about those.
That part, that one's gonna be easy up until
Right.
like Final Fantasy 7, because then I got to decide: am I gonna do OG 7 or am I gonna do Remake 7?
Well,
Or
you're
both.
probably gonna do OG 7 because that's a full story.
Mhm. And
That's the full
then
story.
maybe just go back to Remake later on.
Yeah.
There are some that I'm kind of interested in playing. Final Fantasy X is one of them. I remember playing that as a kid. I don't remember shit in that game, so this is going to be interesting. Lightning Returns I never played, or Lightning the one where Lightning's in it. Never played that one. So there's like 4 games in that series, or 3 or 4 games in that series. So that's going to be fun.
That's
I'll
gonna be
probably play
rough.
those.
That's gonna be
Is it
fucking
really?
rough.
Why is it going to be rough? Tell me now.
13. I hate 13. I hate it
13's
when
not
that game with
good.
a passion.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It was a struggle for me to play that game. Like a
What
struggle.
about its sequels, like Lightning Returns and shit?
Oh,
Are they
I
any
don't.
better?
I didn't want to be in that world at all after. I
Okay,
finished
so
it.
it's
I'm like, I
possible
just didn't
these
even
games are
touch it.
better. You haven't played them.
Sure, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know. I think Lightning is kind of a trash character, so like I don't know. Like
I've heard that. I've heard that. But yeah,
I'm thinking of like you're not gonna play 11, obviously, because that's an online game.
yeah, definitely not, because I don't know how that's gonna work.
I'm trying to think. 12
I already
is
know
good.
the story of 11 anyway, so it's all good.
Yeah, 12 is good. 9, 8. Oh, you got some good games, but
There's
they're
gonna
long.
be some good ones in there, and the
Yeah.
reason I'm doing this is because like I love Final Fantasy 14. I think that game is really fun, and every now and then I go back on it and just like watch story beats, just to, out of boredom, and I want to understand the story of the series more. I want to relive I want to have those moments where in the future when we play these games, because usually me, Harv, and Fia are playing like through the story of 14 when they come out. We should be seeing an expansion sometime this year, and hopefully before the expansion I have a good little bit of knowledge of Final Fantasy to kind of, when stuff like that happens where like Harv is like, oh my god, that's from Final Fantasy IV. I also want to be like, holy shit, yeah, that is from Final Fantasy.
When you get
IV.
through 4 now, when you go
Yeah.
through 4, you're gonna see all the similarities with like Zexmas and all that good stuff, and like who we did with Barbaricia and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
you're
like
gonna
I
see all
had a
those characters.
moment. I had a small moment in this in the first one where it's like, oh yeah, my daughter's been kidnapped by Garland, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
fighting Garland, go fight that dude. But yeah, no, this is gonna be a small little journey. As I don't think the games like all of them are too long, so I hope I could do this within a year. But it's just finding the time to do that, and then also playing the games that I want to play this year, like Dead Space. I'm not gonna be playing Final Fantasy while Dead Space is out, or like Starfield and stuff like that. So this is gonna be very hard and interesting. But
Starfield coming out this year.
it'll be out this year. Okay,
You
you're
make
just a
me laugh.
non-believer.
You make me laugh.
You're just a non-believer. But yeah,
You know, you gotta start telling jokes for a living. You know.
Yeah, no, Final Fantasy. It's gonna be the kind of the yearly series I try to knock out.
Sounds good.
Yeah, they're really good games. But yeah,
You're,
they
muted.
do get longer and longer after a while. But like, I mean, the max you're probably gonna play them or is probably like 50 hours. I think like the later ones are about 50 hours.
Yeah,
40,
like
50
Final
hours?
Fantasy
Like 7, 8, 9.
15 is gonna be pretty long.
Well, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those are all like 40 to 50 hours.
Yeah, but I imagine those kind of blend pretty well when you're kind of into those games.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Cool.
Nice. Fee, I see you've been playing some Asperite. How's your pixel art journey been going this year?
It's been going well. I've hit a few hiccups. I'm actually right after this podcast, I will be catching up on the last few days that I missed, but it's been going really well. I've learned a lot. I've been trying to do these kind of like 1 hour crunches on when I'm streaming, which do end up being a little bit longer than an hour because I then end up missing my actual, like I should put an alarm on because I don't actually notice when I hit the 1 hour until the point where Lucas comes in and he's just like, hey, I'm here to stop you from continuing because your hour's up. And I'm like, oh no. It's just because I just haven't noticed. So it's been going really, really well. Already experienced my first like pixel art drama, which was kind of nuts. There was a person who was called out, which was kind of nuts. They like, I was really impressed by them. I was just like, oh, this guy, like, I'm overwhelmed by how well they're doing. Like, they're just like posting different photos. Found out that he was using AI to create all of his pixel art and was saying that he created it himself, and it didn't go very well. Once he found out,
How'd they find out? How does one find out somebody's doing that?
So, great question. I'm actually going to show you guys. I personally don't. I'm not going to try to figure out how to share my screen currently, but for the confidence monitor, there's this photo right here. I'm going to zoom in. So you see this, I'm going to probably have to show this in some capacity, on stream, but it's the pug.
You can just say the Twitter that you found him on.
Oh no, the Twitter's now been deleted.
Oh,
Sly.
that's the dude?
Yeah, that's the dude. This
Oh,
person
gotcha.
has been since deleted. But for some examples, you may notice in this photo that there are sword sheaths or like handles coming out of the pug's arm. The reason for that is because the system doesn't recognize a pug's arm as a pug's arm. It recognizes it as a sword. So there's multiple different pug. Like,
oh, I see. Yeah, the
like
hilt
that.
right there is like
Yeah.
right inside the pug's thing.
So there's a
Yeah, that's a telltale sign right there.
so
Easy.
there's a lot of different things that people noticed. It was the way that he edited his pixel art. It was kind of wild. And I will admit, I got a little bit invested in this. And it was kind of crazy. So that was the extent of it. People were noticing that there was like clips from specific images, from other images, and they're just like, this isn't it. So it was wild. And he got called out, and the people who host it, which is Pixel_Dailies, which by the way, fantastic group. ran by 3 specific people. I apologize off the top of my head that I don't know them all. Like, I only know them as Pixel Dailies. But for context for people who don't know, there is a group on Twitter called Pixel_Dailies, and they post a theme of the day, and you make pixel art, and then you post it on Twitter with the hashtag associated with it. So, for example, hashtag balloons or hashtag like enter, which is today's theme, which is enter. I don't know what I'm gonna do for enter, but here we are. So here, I don't know. There's just like, it kind of pushing you like kind of to get more custom and trying to different techniques and try to like better yourself over the year. You don't there's no pressure to do it every single day. I want to do it every day, so that's why I'm going to do a few tonight because I have to catch up. But no, I'm doing that because I plan on doing every game jam this year, which one started today, for the Godot game jam. So next week you won't see me on the podcast because I'm going to be spending my entire week working on that video game. And then I'll probably post it on our Twitter so you guys can play it, just to see if you guys like it or not. And you guys can give me comments. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, that's why I only jokingly put this on here as a game, because Steam recognizes it as a video game and it constantly tells everyone that I'm on Asprite.
Oh, that's right.
So
Yeah.
it's just like, Fiona's on Asprite, and I'm like, okay, well, this is kind of funny. And that's pretty much something that has consumed my time. So
Yeah, I'll be playing a game and then I just see on the corner of my screen, Fee is playing Aspirate, and I'm like, God damn it, Fee.
yeah,
What an addicting game.
yeah.
It's an addicting game.
Well,
Yeah. Your art's
you
pretty
know
good
what
though.
has
You've
been-
been showing me some on the side, and it's been pretty great.
Thanks.
Sorry, give me 1 second. I think my Uber's calling.
Yeah, no, all of your Twitter updates have been very exciting. It's cool to see the progress of what you've been doing. Very cool. But what has been consuming my life lately, again, is Marvel Snap. And
Ooh.
Fee, I see you've been playing this too.
I have.
But this game has taken over my life.
yeah.
I've been when I first started playing the first like season or whatever, I made a ton of decks. And so I've just been kind of like updating them as I go and jumping back and forth between them. But yeah, I've been having so much fun with Marvel Snap to the point where I'm like, every time I have like a big deadline for school or whatever, I feel like I have to like parental controls lock myself out of that. But how have you been feeling about Marvel Snap lately?
I'm not very good at it. I've come to this conclusion. I go on to at least do my dailies and stuff like that. I'm not as invested as, for example, Lucas. He does play it consistently. I think right now I think the last time I asked him, he was like ranked 83.
Damn.
So
Oh, wow, yeah.
at one point he hit 100. Last I guess season he got
or whatever.
100. And I'm just sitting here at like 20. I'm just like doop de doop. I'm not very good. I haven't put nearly as much time as I used to. But it is still a lot of fun. I do have a specific deck I run with. My main is obviously She-Hulk, so I always use She-Hulk in my decks. And one of my other decks I have, which I'm gonna probably edit and then use consistently again, is my my ladies deck, which is just a bunch of ladies from the MCU. And it's actually a pretty decent deck. It got me quite far. I think it got me to about 30 2 seasons ago, and it's still quite good. And I didn't even have She-Hulk at the time, so I'm gonna probably add She-Hulk. I already have. I just haven't played that deck in a while. So it is really fun to go in and actually build a deck. I'm not like I said, I'm not particularly the best. I did get an opportunity to play with Sean Capri over on his
How did that
stream.
happen?
So he was playing, and then he's just like, people come and hop in my Discord. I'm not very good at this game. I said sure. So then there was like 6 of us trying to tell him how to play. And it was absolute chaos, and I was just like, here's a link to like my beginner deck, and I know you have all these cards because this is a beginner deck kind of card. Like it had Odin in it, it has like Ironheart, Medusa, and so I sent it to him, and then everyone was just like, wait, you can send codes? And I'm like, yeah, you can send codes for decks, like here, use
Really?
this.
I didn't know that.
So yeah, there's websites that are dedicated for actual builds. And it was quite entertaining. He got pretty far. He kept on winning, which was great. And he just played very aggressively because every like turn like one, he would just constantly click on snap. He was just like
Good.
card snap, card
Yeah.
snap, card snap, and I'm like, no, you're not supposed to.
If I can, if I can give
leave."
any advice to any of the people who are getting into Marvel Snap, always disrespect your other player. You always snap first. If you snap first, that's an intimidation move, and they will be like, "Man, this person has something up their sleeve." Then, don't they?
The other day, I did
That's so
disrespect
funny.
someone. We were playing. It was turn 5, and I played Agent 13, and I got Galactus out of Agent 13, and I did not play anything on the right. There was no cards on the right section. We had like almost full like sections. Like our other 2 areas were full of cards, and I'm like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I know he has some space in the other areas, and he's probably going to think I'm going to go rush over that side. I'm throwing down Galactus. I won by 1 point. 1 fucking point. Galactus is a 6/2. The guy had a 1 energy card. Like 1 power card. And I was just
I don't know
like,
if you guys can see this.
and I got 8 points. And I'm like, sucks to suck. And I'm like, and then I put I put the Americas just like wave. And then I left. Oh, it's a thumbs up. It's a thumbs up. It's like,
yes, I was about to say that. So I don't know if you can see this, but if you do this Kamala Khan thumbs up to your enemy,
it's Kamala Khan. Oh, sorry.
There you go. Bam. You see that? That's so disrespectful. I just beat this guy and I hit him with that. He's probably throwing his phone across the room at the moment.
Never do that. But it is
It's
quite
so
fun.
funny because like how I play this game is like I'm addicted, but also I play very casually, I guess. Like my motivation is for like the like weekly like the dailies and the like different season like completion stuff.
Yeah.
And so like my rank is like I don't know, maybe like 30, 20s, 30 somewhere around there. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with my destruction deck. So it's like it's Apocalypse and then just like Bucky and Nova and Angel and like all of those kind of cards. And that's just been so fun. But like today there was like play 25 1 energy cards for the season challenge. And so I went back to my like 1 energy deck, which I haven't touched in like forever. And I was like, wow, this deck is so fun with the oh god, what's his name? The guy who gives +1 to all your 1 energy.
Is it Blue Marvel?
Kazar?
It's Kazar, thank you.
Okay, sorry.
But yeah, I was playing that and that was so much fun. But yeah, it's so cool to me to see like how differently everybody approaches this game. And I just cannot wait until we can do matchmaking and actually play each
Which should be in
other.
a few
'Cause I think
weeks.
it'll be so fun.
Yeah,
I have a question.
Yes.
That'd be a cool little
Okay.
tournament thing.
When does Pot of Greed come into play?
Pot of Greed does not come into play at any point in this game, Harv, okay? You know why? Because Marvel Snap is superior to Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now.
Boom.
Okay?
Boom.
Boom. Just like that.
Boom. I mean, I
Wow.
guess you could say like Moon Girl because she just duplicates everything in your
Yeah,
hand.
I actually just used it right now. Moon Girl, duplicate your hand. That's
Yeah.
basically Pot of Greed at the end of the day. Anyway, so
Pot of Greed is drawing 2 cards.
draw 2 cards. That would be Jubilee then. No. Mantis. Mantis lets you draw 2 cards when somebody plays her.
Yeah.
When somebody plays her on the other side of me.
There you go.
Yeah. See, that doesn't have the same ring to it. Like Pot of Greed.
I mean, Mantis is
Jubilee
pretty cool.
sounds kind of cool.
I play
I'm
Pot of
Mantis
Greed.
City.
Jubilee just randomly plays one, except I don't think it's random because she's in my main deck currently, and I have oh god, how do I not remember his name? I have Infinite in my deck. I have Infinite, She-Hulk, and Devil Dino. I swear to God, every single time she's like Iceman. And I'm like, no, how did you fucking, why? I'm like, I literally have every other low tier card in my hand and you pull freaking Iceman and every single time. Either
It's
I get-
Iceman.
I'm just like, either Iceman or Sentinel. And so it's just like, whoop, whoop, doop, doop, doop. And I'm like, no, I don't want Sentinel. I want like Infinite. I want my freaking turn freaking 2, like, no, turn 4. I just want my turn 4 Infinite. So I don't have to worry about that. No. Disrespect.
So this is what I mean by disrespect, right? I'm about to absolutely destroy this guy. It's over. I already put 2 cards on there. He has no shot. I'm gonna hit him with the Kamala Khan. And I'm gonna end my turn. And I guarantee you, he's either gonna be like, fuck, this is over, or he's just gonna leave. One or the other.
The disrespect. The
disrespect.
absolute disrespect.
Always disrespect your enemies. That's my motto. If your enemies are disrespectable, always make them feel bad. And there we go. Victory. See, look.
Sweet.
To wrap up what we've been playing, we're just going to quick rapid fire the rest of our thoughts on the other things. The other thing I've been playing lately is I started Blackwell Legacy. Thank you, Fee. I've been playing through that. It's very intriguing, and I can't wait to see where it goes.
Nice. Which game are you on?
I'm still on the first one.
Okay, cool. I was gonna say,
But-
like, just
Yeah,
be
fun
prepared.
times. I can't wait. Frank,
Mm-hmm.
final thoughts. What you've been playing?
I've been playing Gotham Knights. Combat is absolutely god awful. The story is semi decent, and the game runs like. How do I describe the game running? The game runs like if you just tried to swim through sand. The best way I can describe it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Harv, do you have anything else you want to shout out?
No, I really no. I don't think so. No.
Fee?
I started playing Unavowed, which is another Magic game, iGames, and actually, almost a continuation of Blackwell Legacy in a way. It's in the same universe. I am not explaining how or why. You have to play the games to understand what I mean. But no, it is absolute. Like, I was kind of shocked. So the very first scene is you are on a roof, and there is a guy who is trying to remove a demon out of your body who has possessed your body for the past year and has caused complete chaos in New York City, including things such as calling a very large merman from another another plane of existence to cause war and bring humans as like sacrifices, creating cults, murdering a bunch of people, sucking the soul out of other people, convincing people to kill their parents, stuff like that. So it was kind of nuts. And
Lighthearted stuff,
just
just
Yeah,
casually.
just some light work
just lighthearted stuff. And then you get to choose
for the whole family.
Totally. There are 3 different storylines that you can select. You can select either you start off, you say that you were a bartender in your past life, you were a police officer, or you were an actor. Choosing one of those particular roles causes a complete shift in the game, and how it people react to you and how you actually can play the game, which I was not prepared for at all. And I'm not going to explain why. If you haven't, you have to go play it to understand why, because I started one. I started as a bartender. I literally started just out of curiosity, started to see what it was like to be a police officer after playing about, I think, 3 to 4 hours of the bartender storyline. And I had to shut off the game being the police officer because I was so distraught. So it's really, really well done. I was very, very like intrigued from the get-go. I'm very excited to actually finish it because I think I'm near the end of the bartender. Like a lot of the gameplay and the storyline is the same. It's just, for example, with the bartender, you have a lot more charisma and a lot more empathy. And so people are like, oh, I trust you more because you are very empathetic and understanding. And if you play as a police officer, you can get into more areas because people are like, hey, I know you're a cop and stuff like that. So it's really interesting. Would highly recommend it. I would recommend playing the Blackwell Legacy first because you will feel more of a connection with Unavowed once you actually go through Blackwell Legacy. And like I said earlier, there's currently a humble bundle for all of the games. So it is a very good time to actually go in and invest in the series because it's just really, really good. So would highly recommend it.
Nice. Other media that's fun for the whole family. Some of y'all have been watching Vox Machina. How's
Vox
that been?
Machina. Yeah.
Machina. I knew that. The way I knew that so hard in my brain, and then I just like spaced out of trying to read it. Vox Machina.
Yeah.
How's that been going?
It's been going quite well. Season 2 comes out later this month, I believe on the 23rd, if I remember correctly. Which definitely keep an eye out because we are probably going to do a watch party for season 2. But no, it's really, really well done. A lot like the people who know. It was made by Critical Role. By a very, very star-studded voice acting cast. Which just boggles my mind to this day. Just the amount of people and powerhouses behind it. And it's the first adventure, which is the adventure MacKinnon, The Legends of Vox Machina, which follows the story of an adventure group who is trying to figure out what the hell is going on in Whitestone, which I know and realized that during our live stream, I said the wrong place. I said the actual, like, county or country, but the place that they go to is Whitestone, and they're trying to unravel the darkness that's going on there. And they definitely do not shy away from violence, as Frank learned quite quickly while watching it.
Yeah, I had to catch up about a day or two before, and they're pretty brutal. Honestly, sometimes I would argue sometimes more brutal than not Final Fantasy, Castlevania. Sometimes the tail end of Castlevania is pretty brutal, but they get there.
Yeah, it's quite brutal. I'm trying not to spoil too much. I'm just changing my conference I don't even know how to say it anymore. It's late.
Late night vibes from us all this week.
I'm trying to stay professional. Like, I'm just trying my best, but I'm so tired that I'm like, dupe. What is my life? What is reality? Which is for the best. But yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, no, by all means. Harv is going to go get something. But yeah, people like Laura Bailey, Ashley Johnson, Matthew Mercer, Liam O'Brien, and a lot of other voice actors are in it. They currently are on their third campaign, which the first one was very much like, and I haven't watched it myself, but everyone who's told me to watch it or has explained to me the different campaigns, the first one is very much the standard kind of like D&D campaign. The second one goes a little bit out there but still has that structure, and then 3 is just like they take all the rules and just go fuck it, I don't even care anymore. There's like a wooden robot who hates like machines, like they don't like metal because they think that like people are trying to take their jobs, and there's just like a whole bunch of other stuff, and it's wild. I would highly recommend watching it. The first season is only 12 episodes, so would highly recommend it. It is with Amazon Prime, which shout out Fanology and Amazon Prime, who have allowed us to do some watch parties. But yeah, I'm trying not to like spoil anything because I just want people to watch it, because there are things like Frank said, there's a crazy amount of gore. To the point
Yeah.
if you've watched Invincible.
It's a very adult show.
Yeah, like you find out in the first 15 seconds where the show is going. In the first episode alone, kind of goes hog wild in a way. So
Mhm.
would highly recommend it. If you have the chance to, even if you're not a fan of D&D, definitely would recommend watching this one. Just overall, the voice acting, them like the voice actors and actors themselves on this go above and beyond, and you can definitely tell that they like really care about the series. And it's nice to see their characters that they created now come on screen. Whereas these people are well known for, like, I know Laura Bailey, like I know all of you probably know her from like things like The Last of Us. I know her from Fruits Basket from like 2002. So it's just like it's really wild to see these people, and I go and watch The Legends of Vox Machina, the actual campaign. There's a lot of hours, guys. A lot of hours.
There's a lot of hours, and this follows a similar story, right? So like
Yeah.
you're getting the gist of it.
Correct.
Eh.
Yeah. No, I do plan on probably watching a little bit of the other campaigns. I just don't know how much I'm going to get into this one. I'm just being very candid about it. But yeah, it's just overall really good show. Would highly recommend. It definitely has the same feel of if you took like Invincibles and then just made it like fantasy.
Yeah, I would say so. That's very close to it.
Yeah.
Nice. Frank, you've also been watching something that I've been very excited to check out. I haven't gotten to it yet, but how are you feeling about Kaleidoscope so far?
Yeah, I was hanging out with one of my friends and her wife, and they were watching Kaleidoscope before, and then they were like, "Hey, you just want to watch an episode?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" I found out that it's a show that is everybody gets a different order as to what the show is presented to them as on their own personal Netflix account. They're all separated into colors. Leading with white being the last one every single time. There's an episode in there mixed where it is 5 or 10 years later or something like that, after this heist, and you see that before you see the last episode of when the heist actually happens, so that's pretty interesting as well. We started on episode Yellow, which honestly I don't see how any other episode could be a better start. Basically, to summarize what it is, I've only watched one episode, so I'm not going to talk too much about other than what I saw. It is a show about a heist led by a character played by Giancarlo Esposito. And basically the Yellow episode is, if you ever heard the trope of like 80s action heist movies or even 90s or even 2000s, there's always that scene where you got the big boss man who's like the smartest dude in the room, and he's just like, "Hey, I got this thing, you in?" And then the other person's like, "You son of a bitch, I'm in." That is literally the episode Yellow. Him just assembling this crew of people with different talents, and then he can do this heist. The heist is basically, hey, there's this giant vault with old school bonds from the United States, and those things are basically untraceable and worth a lot of money. But yeah, no, it's just the Yellow episode is just starting off, introducing you to some of these characters, some of their emotions. They have a small little heist where they steal a bunch of diamonds off of a strip of area in New York, and it's pretty damn good so far. I haven't seen the other episodes. I don't know how well the order matters. I've heard that like some people, one of the main people's complaints is that there is technically an order where it does work the best, but you have to then go online and then find that order and then that person also has to have watched the whole series beforehand. But yeah, no, that was pretty good so far. The acting's in it's pretty fun. The suspense is really good because it's like, can you trust everybody? Who do you trust? Who don't you trust? And you don't know too much about these people, and I guarantee you're going to learn more about them as the episodes go on to be like, okay, I can see the way this heist is going to go by the end of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds so cool. Like I love a heist. I love a non-linear story. I love a gimmick. I think I'm gonna have a really great time with this. So I'm glad you really enjoyed what you've seen of it so far.
Yeah, no, I'm currently like just at I've been wanting to watch a show, but I'm like so stressed out about the order that I need to watch it in that I'm just like because currently mine is yellow, green, blue, orange, violet, red, pink, and then white.
I
But
should actually pull up mine while we're talking about this
but
too.
then there is a few options. There is the chronological order, which is black, violet, green, yellow, orange, blue, white, red, and pink,
Mhm.
which goes from explaining the show 24 years before, 7 years before, 6 weeks before, 3 weeks before, 5 days before the heist, which usually they explain that you should watch white last, but this one says chronological order, so they put white in like
Yeah.
in it, and then red, which is the morning after the heist, and then pink is 6 months after
Yeah.
the heist. I think one of the
I
ones
should mention.
oh
Sorry.
yeah, no,
I
continue.
should mention that white. If you go into your order on Netflix, white is always the last episode.
Yes.
Like no matter what, white will always be the last episode for you. So you won't see white before that. If you're like trying to be like, oh, why don't I have white at the very beginning? It's because that's from what I know, and I don't know for 100% because I haven't checked, but from what I know, that is the heist episode where the heist actually starts.
I think the one I might actually just be like, I'm probably not going to do this, but the one that seems like might be really interesting is the reverse chronological order, which is black, which explains the show. Then it's everything backwards. So it's 6 months after. So it go 6 months after, which is pink. Red, which is the morning after the heist. White, which is the heist. Blue, which is 5 days before the heist. Orange is 3 weeks before the heist. Yellow is 6 weeks before the heist. Green is 7 years, and then violet is 24 years before.
I think you know what I'm proposing an idea to
Yeah.
the Point in Progress crew here.
Okay.
Harv, would you watch the show?
I would love to know your
Sorry,
answer.
Oh,
You are
he's
muted.
You're muted.
my
Okay,
dude.
sorry, I
I'm
didn't have
muted,
the
sorry.
confidence monitor up.
Sorry. That Kaleidoscope, right? That's the
Yes,
show.
correct.
Yeah.
Do you have your
Yeah.
Netflix up by chance? Can you pull it up and just tell us your order of episodes? Out of
I don't have
curiosity?
Netflix right now. I don't have Netflix
Damn.
right now.
Okay, that's
so.
fine. But
Yeah.
if we all agree to
I'd be
watch
down.
it,
I'd be down to watch it. Yeah.
I think it would be a cool idea that we all watch it, right? And I'll include Mario in on this as well. We should have a PiP chat, but we should all 100%. Sorry, my phone's going off. We should all 100% watch it in the order that we're presented with Netflix, and then divulge that on the actual chat
That'd
of
be
like
fun.
our experience with it,
Fair.
based on that.
I'm down with that.
Nice.
I'm also down with that because
Yeah.
my order that I got was let me see here. I already have it up. I have green, yellow, orange, blue, violet, red, pink, then white. So I don't know if that's a crazy order or if that's like I don't know which episodes are which. I know for a fact yellow is 6 weeks before.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. 6 weeks before. Sorry, give me 1 second here. Yeah. So I think that would be really cool just because like I know
Have
this
you
is supposed
guys
to be
watched it yet?
I've
Frank
only seen one
has.
episode. I've only seen one episode.
Okay.
And that
okay.
episode I think is a pretty good intro, but the next episode that we were gonna watch with my friend was gonna be green anyway. So mine is literally starting with green. So I already seen yellow. I'm gonna start with green and then just kind of go from there. And I think it would be really cool if we all just kind of watched it and then, divulge our order of like how we saw the events of the show based on that. And I'll text Mario and see if he's interested in that as well.
I'm pretty sure Mario is the one who mentioned the show to me last week, so I think he's seen at least a
I
bit of
don't think
it.
he's seen any of the episodes yet because I think I talked to him about it yesterday. He hasn't
Oh,
seen it yet.
okay.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright.
I'm very interested.
we'll talk about it more in behind the scenes for PiP.
Yeah. Nice. Right. Harv, you said you've been watching some Seinfeld. I see Thieve also been watching it. How's that been?
I've been watching it and auxiliary to her watching it and her experiencing Seinfeld for the first time. Because I used to watch this when I was young, and then this Seinfeld is my favorite show of all time.
Yeah.
And she is starting to see where all the Seinfeld isms are coming from now. with like Soup Nazi and the Muffin Tops and all that kind of stuff. The Muffin Tops episode was hilarious. So good. It's so good. It's just like, finally trying to see what pop culture was all about when it was when Seinfeld was on. But I love the show. I adore this show. So for me, it's like, I will gladly watch any episode, because every time a new episode comes in, I always like snicker at the beginning, like, oh, I remember this one. This is a good one.
Yeah,
That's every episode. Every episode.
No, yeah, I definitely know that you mentioned the Muffin Top episode, because that's like now my favorite episode. It's just so good. It is by all means absolutely bonkers. As a heads up, I was going to quit watching the show. I was really burnt out on it. I didn't think it was a good show. I was just like, I don't get this. It's literally, there's nothing connecting anything. The only thing is like Art Vandelay, which is like literally the best story arc character, and I now know the entirety of Art Vandelay's backstory.
Exporting, importing.
He's exporting, importing. He's an architect that imports and exports, specifically chips and matches, has randomly had a relationship with Elaine at one point where she almost tried to convince him not to import but also not to export because they got their... Anyway, that's a whole thing. But no, it starts getting really good in season 4. But I find that like season 8 and 9 have really been like my go-to like favorite seasons. Mostly because there's just so much going on at that point.
So, did you notice a change from the previous seasons to like, so Larry David left, I think, after season 5, season 5 or 6 he
Yeah.
left. They took a big shift after he left the show, to the point where every scene now from
He left the show.
No. After he left, season 6, 7, I think it was 6, 7, 8, 9. There's more scenes now. They're quick scenes. Like, we're in a scene for like 20 seconds and we're out. We're in another scene for like 10 seconds and we're
It's so
out.
much better. It's so much
Yeah,
better.
it's just go,
Yeah,
go,
Larry
go, go, go.
David's king of like the long take, like kind of sketch. But
I love
I feel like
both.
it doesn't work for Steinfeld that much.
I love both. I because like one of my top episodes is when Larry David was there. Like, that NBC season was one of my favorite seasons, because they just had banger after banger after banger.
Yeah, that
but,
was
like-
season 4. That was a good season.
Yeah, season, like, I would say like season 4 or 5 are probably my favorites.
Yeah, when
But,
does
like-
Seinfeld get good? Like, Harv, in your humble opinion, when does Seinfeld get like really
To
good?
me, I think after season 1. I think after what's because like the thing is, like, if he wanted
I'm
because
laughing because he gave me a totally different answer earlier.
because like they don't actually have stories until season 4, like an overarching story till season 4.
4.
Yeah. But like, I don't need that from Seinfeld. I just want to watch random funny shit from Seinfeld. I don't need a story in that show. So like, it's just like that's what I like that show about. Right? That's why I like that show.
Random
Yeah.
more
Harv
like a
is
skit.
coming out as anti-story.
Yeah, Harv. Honestly, I don't know how you're gonna live this one down too. Anti-story and doesn't know what a big cat is.
Build Cat, thank you very much.
Build cat. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah.
No, I just like one of like there's a type of episode, and I was telling Frank this beforehand, that I absolutely like. I will skip episodes that do this, and it is at the very beginning of the episode, shit is hitting the fan, blood going everywhere, nonsense is going, and then they're like 24 hours earlier, and then you're just like, oh my god, like, please,
I hate that.
why do you do this? I'm like,
Why?
I don't
Why do
want
we do
this.
this?
I
Yeah,
want the
I'd
build-up.
Community has an episode of that, like where they do that as well,
but-
and I'm like, please stop.
But the betrayal episode was Chef's Kiss, one of the best well done. It starts off with all of them going to the diner, and Elaine has a massive tape gauze on her nose.
Yeah.
George looks like he got beaten up by 30 people like usual. Jerry hates life more than usual, and Kramer is just like, I've avoided death the entire past 2 weeks, and you're just like, what the hell's going on? And so it's just like, I was like, what's going on? Like, I feel like, was this the end of the last episode? Like, what did I miss? Like, I don't think I skipped anything. And then it was just like the day before, and I'm like, no, why is this happening? But then it's like, this is what happened the day before, but then this is what happened 3 hours before that, and this is what
exactly. So
happened
this
6
is
hours
this
before
is what they
this.
do that. Yeah, this is how they do that, right? They go like one day and then they go even further back and then even further back and then even further back
Yeah.
instead of going all the way back and then going forward, right?
No,
See,
what-
that sounds like a cool episode.
my favorite part was it was specifically Jerry and Elaine having a conversation because Jerry has admitted to the fact that he has slept with the girl that George wants to see, who he ends up taking to India with them. But Jerry opens the drawer and he's just like, why is there cereal in my drawer? And Elaine says, that seems normal. And he's like, but there's milk. And he just pulls up this milky, like, Fruit Loops in his hand. And he's like, what the fuck? And then it's like 11 minutes earlier, and it's Kramer who's so concerned about the fact that someone had used their birthday wish to wish him death, that he was making his bowl of cereal in his drawer. And he's like, oh no! And he closes it and leaves.
What the fuck?
I'm like, this is the why? Why is this an like? I was just like, okay, you know what? They've won this like this specific archetype of television because I usually hate this, but it was just pure chaos from like point A to point like Z at the end. It was just like there was so many parts, and then you're finally at the beginning and you're like, oh my god, it was like 11 years beforehand, and it's Jerry like moving in for the first time, and Kramer's just like, hi, I'm
Getting
like,
ultra meta with it.
and he's just like, yeah, you can come in. Like, I ordered a pizza. And he's like, oh, no, I don't want to impose. And he's just like,
He's like,
we're
just come in
neighbors.
anytime.
Yeah, we're neighbors. What mine is yours. And he's like, oh, really? And then
Like
you're
it
like,
flips a
oh.
switch. Oh shit.
Oh,
That's
that's
where
where
it
it all
all started.
began. That's
Yeah.
where it all began.
I'm just like,
It's
oh,
pretty good.
Oh my god, it was such a good. It was so good. Like that episode, and then the muffin, the muffin top episode. It was just like the pure chaos.
We all have to admit, though, the muffin top is the best part of the muffin, right?
Oh yeah, the muffin top
They're
is
like
the
it's
best part.
superior. It's superior.
I honestly don't know the way they even make the other parts of the muffin, because I rarely ever see anybody eat the other parts of the muffin. You know what I mean?
As Elaine puts it, the top is the best because it's just like it's where it releases from the muffin container, and the muffin just gets to be, and it's.
Yeah.
It's freedom.
It's freedom. It has freedom. It was just the fact that like the emphasis and explanation of Kramer is just a bunch of people complaining in a bus that's like going to run down. It's like at its last legs, about to explode. He has massive bags full of muffin bottoms in the back, and he says the tour is going to be taking a detour through some essentially garbage dumps so he can get rid of muffin bottoms, but they never get rid of them because no one wants them. Even they're like
You're the homeless.
but even the
Honestly-
homeless don't want them. So
Honestly,
it's
it's
just like,
2023. Like we can find a way to recycle these muffin bottoms back into muffin tops.
oh my
right?
god, there's no way. But either what
I mean, some people just make literally just a muffin top. Like you can buy like just muffin tops.
then it's not a muffin
Yeah.
top. It's okay. But Sly,
Half
to
of
have
the-
a
half
muffin
of the-
top,
half of
you
the
need to have a
fun-
muffin bottom. There's no way
Yeah.
to get what that is without the muffin
That's the
bottom.
rule of
It's
equivalent exchange.
that twist. It's the
I
twist off the
appreciate
muffin.
a good bottom.
It's the rule of equivalent exchange. You know what I mean? Like
it's
you,
the
you
t-
can't
it's the-
have the top without the bottom.
It's the twist. It's when you take the muffin top and you twist and you take it off, and it's just so satisfying.
It's
And
the
then you just
same-
throw that muffin bottom right into the garbage. And you're like, get the fuck out
Don't
of
throw
here.
it into
you know?
the garbage. You know, save it
Wait.
for like the birds or
It's
something.
the
you know?
same thing with George becoming obsessed with the top of like pudding, like the oven top pudding, where it like makes that congealed like layer. So he starts making pudding top singles where he just like takes 2 pieces of saran wrap and puts them together, and then it's
Oh,
just like
God.
the congealed like chocolate mush like rubbery top of a chocolate pudding, and he just has singles of them. And I'm like, that can't exist unless you make a pudding. It's weird. It's a wild. Anyway, what I like to say is my end thoughts on Seinfeld is it's a great show after season 4. Like when season 4 starts is when the show actually starts feeling like it has some
Cohesiveness.
Cohesiveness. There we go. Cohesiveness.
Yeah, I feel like when people talk about their time with Seinfeld, they mention a lot of the episodes that are past where Fee said, which was like episode, like season 4. Like I said, I have very little people who around me who talk about Seinfeld other than Harv. So that's just basically my barometer.
It's literally season 7. Like all the ones like Soup Nazi, and then oh god, what is his name? Oh god, Cranston. Him joining.
Bryan Cranston, yeah.
Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston's in the show?
Yeah, he's in it for
I think
5
it was
episodes.
I think it was one of his first acting gigs too.
Damn.
He was so good in it. Oh my god.
There was it's crazy to see like how the show started. You see all these actors. I think it was Courtney Cox's first go as well on TV as well when she was in the show.
Yeah.
And you just see all these people that are like in the show. Like John Lovitz was in it too. And it's just like you see all these characters, all these people that you know from like movies from now or like a little while ago. And it's like, oh man, it's just weird seeing them so young.
Yeah. Oh, you know who can also, random aside, which I knew before I went into this, but like seeing an episode with him, James Spader, young, chef's kiss. This man can get it. Holy moly. The entire episode. I was just like, makes sense. This man can get it now. He can get it then. And for that reason, it makes sense. I'm just saying, he was very good. He played he played an alcoholic, and then he became then joined Anger Management Anonymous, because he
I remember that episode.
He gets into a fight with George because they
Yeah.
start yelling at each other in like a it was a drink. It was a smoothie bar, I think.
Yeah. And he was like George he just yells all the time. I think it was Jason Spader, like he's like yelling, but he's like very forceful or something like that.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great.
So good. It's so fantastic. Either way, Seinfeld fantastic. Yeah.
But yeah, so on top of Seinfeld, we haven't talked about this because we weren't on we didn't have any episodes at the time. But I watched White Lotus. Season 1.
All I know about that show is that at one point, some characters are on a cliff somewhere, and that's all I got for you.
Yeah, maybe that's season 2. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I don't remember. But they do that trope though in the final episode where it's like something happens and then, well, I mean, the entire show is that, right? It starts off and then it's like 1 week earlier, and then they go through the entire thing, right? Because like it's like they show the ending first and then they go back.
So it's literally what Fee hates.
In a way, but it's what Mario described it to me. It's like a whodunit, which kind of makes sense. It's kind of like who is like there's a dead body at the beginning, and whose dead body is it, right? Nobody knows. So then they go through the story. The further I get away from it, the more I actually enjoyed the show. That I think about it, because I think the actors are really, really well casted, and I think like the dynamic and like the music design of this show is really, really good. The score for it's really, really good. But I really like the characters. I like the story where it went. One of the characters is like one of my favorites. He's the guy that runs the hotel. So fucking funny, so good. But yeah, this kind of gets me excited for season 2. Honestly, it gets me kind of excited for season 2.
Now, are these are they their own like seasons, or does it work like how does it work with the other seasons?
It's an anthology series, so there's only one character that keeps going to the second season. It's kind of like American Horror Stories, where that one character goes from season to season, and it's I think it's Jennifer Coolidge. I think it's her character that keeps going on, and then there's a whole new cast for the second season. And it's a whole different place, because the first one's in Hawaii. I think the next one's in Sicily. I think in Italy. So I'm excited. I'm excited to watch season 2. I think it's not as hype as a lot of people think it is, but I think the more that I like get away from it, the more I'm like, yeah, that was a good show. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I want to watch season 2 because Aubrey Plaza's in it. I like her. She's cool.
Yeah. And she Jennifer Coolidge, she deserved the Golden Globe when she got this what was it 2 days ago? She was amazing in the show. She was really, really good. But yeah, no. I watched that. This coming weeks we're gonna be watching some Last of Us on HBO. slash
That's going to be
crave.
very interesting. I'm
Yeah.
honestly curious about everybody's thoughts on this. Because like I
Yeah.
said earlier, I always think that like when it comes to Last of Us, people are afraid to say anything bad about it because of the way the fan base likes to react when people do. Harv knows this very well for when anybody says anything bad about Elden Ring online.
Oh, I'm fine
Yeah.
with people criticizing Elden Ring. I know it's not for everybody's
Oh
game.
yeah, I know.
It's
But
like
you
look
know,
at
but you know
look
how
at the Last
fans
of
can
Us.
get, right?
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
Look at the Last of Us Part 2, for example, right? Everybody fucking hated that game, and it got like
But it
all
got
these
perfect
awards.
score.
It got
That's what I
perfect
mean.
score and
Like
awards and stuff like that, right?
that's why I'm like, how could you have such a a big disparity between that, but also have perfect scores? Which is the same thing that's happening right now. Is like this is getting perfect scores, but nobody's really saying anything bad about it. So I'm like, you guys are just afraid not to say anything.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. If the first episode comes out on Sunday, I guess that's gonna be more indicative of what we're gonna be expecting from the show. The one thing that gives me like confidence is the guy that made Chernobyl, something Mazine, Craig Mazine, I think his name is. Um, he's awesome. Chernobyl is one of the best shows on HBO. If you haven't watched it, please watch it. It is so good. And him at the helm, I think I have a good feeling about the show.
Yeah, I also have a good feeling about the show. I think this is one of the shows where I think everybody who's involved in making it knows very well the stakes that are at hand, where everybody's going to be looking at it very closely because at the end of the day, I don't think we've ever done a video game adaptation like this yet. Where we've had video game adaptations like Tomb Raider, Uncharted, and all these other ones where like, yeah, they're, you know, very similar, but they didn't really have the people who were behind the helm of creating what they're adapting also be a good part of it. And I feel like with Neil Druckmann actually there, he might, you know, reiterate, hey guys, this has to be good. This has to be good. Like there's people who are watching who are gonna
Exactly. He's part of it, which is awesome, right? To see. The other thing is, this is the first time we've seen a TV show coming out of this, right? Usually it's always been movies, right? Tomb Raider's been a movie.
Yeah,
Uncharted's been a movie, right? All those been movies.
Well,
Sonic's been a movie as well.
like
Yeah.
live action.
Yeah,
Yeah.
live action because of
Yeah.
Castlevania and all that, but like
Sure. Yeah. So like, I think that also because like we all know that you could have a better fleshed out character or better fleshed out characters, better fleshed out world with a season of television, especially with HBO, where you don't have commercials. You just have an hour each week of just TV. You can flesh out these characters way more, and you can kind of like see where these characters go from point A to point B, kind of type thing.
Exactly. And I honestly think the show's going to be pretty good. I know everybody's kind of complaining about the whole Ellie thing. I can give a fucking shit less. As long as the show's written well and as long as I get really cool scenes, I'm more than happy with what I get.
I could not care, like that kind of stuff just doesn't like Joel could be anybody. Could have been anybody on it. Like it could have been it could have been a black dude. Like, it doesn't matter to me. It's just like make a good story. Make a story with good dialogue, with good characters, and that's it. Like
if you're one of those people who complains about the way the characters look in the show, you should have already been pissed at the time when Pedro Pascal was even announced as Joel. Like, let's be real here. They're two different like looking characters there. He looks somewhat similar, but that's really kind of about it. And at that point, I didn't really care because I know Pedro Pascal would fucking kill it in the role.
Yeah.
I'm sure we will get into this so much more when we get to see the whole performances. But yeah, I don't really have a stake in this show because again, I haven't played the games, but I'll be interested to see how it shakes out and how it kind of forecasts the future of adaptations, especially in the TV space. So keep an eye out for our thoughts once we've seen a little bit more of this show. I'm sure we'll have lots to talk about there. Quickly jumping into what we've been reading. I don't want to talk about what I've been reading lately, but I do want to talk about what I will be reading very soon. I have some really cool things on my TBR. One thing that I don't have in person yet, but I may or may not have gotten approved for a physical copy of an advanced reader copy of a book that's coming out later this year that I'm very excited about, that I will be talking about with you all once I get it. So that's a little teaser. Very excited. The other things on my TBR. I have the second Ladies Guidebook, an Heiress's Guide to Deception and Desire that I'm very excited about. I also have Pride and Premeditation, and you're like, there's a theme here, and it's like Regency era and mystery murder, and you'd be correct. That is the theme that's happening. And I also got a new copy of The Secret Garden, which is one of my favorite books. I haven't had a physical copy since the fire a couple of years ago, so I'm really excited to revisit that. So that's what I'll be reading very soon, and I can't wait to check in with all of you on those later.
Nice.
But Fee, you've been listening to some Miley Cyrus. You want to chat about that real quick?
Sure.
Some Hannah Montana.
Sure. I did check out a little bit of the Miley Cyrus like New Year's party that she had with Dolly Parton. I didn't get to watch all of it. I'm probably going to sit down and actually end up watching all of it just because I love Miley Cyrus and Dolly Parton. I don't talk about that very much. I listen to them.
Yeah, you don't talk about this very much. This is the first time I'm ever hearing your fandom of Miley Cyrus.
Well, I'm the same age as her, as a heads up. If you can do whatever fucking research that you want at this point.
Yeah, I don't.
No, but I found it. She released a new song today, as well as Shakira, which, by the way, both of them are breakup anthems. And one, I can't even vouch for the Shakira one, mostly because A, it's in Spanish. I don't know Spanish. Two, I don't know the drama about that. But she calls out her ex, who she was with for 12 years, and then also the 22-year-old that he cheated on / left her for, which that's a whole thing. But I want to talk about Miley Cyrus because she not only released a song, and by the way, so did Shakira, but Miley Cyrus posted an entire music video for this. It is called Flowers. It is, a lot of people are like, well, this sounds a lot like When I Was Your Man. There is a point to that, mostly because that is what her song was with her ex, Liam Hemsworth. So that was their song.
I forgot she was with Liam Hemsworth, The
this-
Witcher.
So this song is like essentially a like I can buy my own flowers, I can dance with myself, I can take myself out, I can do what I want. And then this woman has the audacity to rent or whatever she did, what magic fucking she possessed, to get the house that Liam Neeson cheated on with her. The house that he cheated in was the house that she had in the music video, apparently, according to the old TikToks. So
she rented the house that he used to cheat on her with.
Yes, this was
for the video. Oh my god!
Wait, Liam Hemsworth cheated on her?
Yeah, so Liam,
what the fuck, dude?
14
That's not very Witcher of you.
Yeah, so there's a whole thing about it. Yeah, I've been watching TikTok drama all day about it. When I wasn't working. And it's just kind of crazy. I don't know if it was rented or if she still owned the house or whatever the situation might be, but it was apparently the house, according to the old TikToks.
That's honestly a kind of level of disrespect I appreciate. Good shit, Miley Cyrus.
And so I love that for her.
I love the fact that she's coming out in 2023, freaking swinging. She has a new album coming out next week. And honestly, I'm more excited about the Miley Cyrus album than I was for Taylor Swift. Don't come at me, Swifties.
Damn.
No,
I can already hear a Swiftie right now just tacking away.
It's fine.
That's a great transition for what I've been listening to, though.
Yeah, there you go.
Which, I not a Swiftie. All of my friends are Swifties. And another one of my mutual friends, Bunky, recently went through and listened to all of Taylor Swift's discography. And I was like, I should do that too. And so we've kind of been listening around the same pace of going through. And I finally caught up on all of the 10 bass albums. I've listened to the Taylor's version of the other two once, but I haven't really sat down with them. But yeah, I finally finished my Taylor Swift catch up recently, and it was a really interesting experience for me looking at like what I thought would be my favorite albums, what everybody else thought would be my favorite albums, and then what ended up actually being like my top albums has been really interesting. Um and so I went through and like I was like, I need to calculate this. I can't just go on vibes, like what my like favorite album is or whatever. So I had ranked all of the songs as I was going, and then I compared the top 10 songs from all of the albums, and then ranked those individually to like calculate like which one was my actual favorite album. And I don't know if it was recency bias. It probably was, because Midnight's was my favorite, that's her newest album, um, but my top 3 were Midnight's, Evermore, and Reputation, and I knew I loved Evermore. Reputation was a surprise hit for me, uh, but yeah, I've been having a lot of fun, like, voluntarily listening to Taylor Swift, because it was, like, something that, like, was just around growing up, and I never like wanted to engage. I was like, "Oh, that's for other people." So it's been fun learning to not be a hater, basically.
Yeah. Hey, can you answer me a question?
I can
One of my
try.
so you're fresh on this. One of my friends, who is a giant Swiftie, constantly reminds me of this conspiracy theory that Taylor Swift is gay, but she won't admit it within her albums, but she's always leaving small little things in there to prove it to everybody, but it's like cryptic. Is that true?
Okay. I'm not gonna get into the whole early class of it all. We're ignoring that. Just looking at the text of the albums, there are in specific albums a lot of queer imagery or queer themes that she uses to tell her stories or alludes to. What that says about her as a person,
Mhm.
no clue. I'm not going to comment on that. Like, if she wants to say something, she can. Great, good for her. If she doesn't want to say anything, great, good for her. She doesn't owe anybody her like sexuality that's like between her and any partners. Like, that's not my business. But I will say, in her albums, in her text, in her lyrics, she does employ a lot of queer imagery and queer themes that you can see, and you can read a lot of her work as queer. Yes, for sure.
Got it.
All right.
Your meter fee.
With that,
Okay, cool.
I kind of cut you off a little bit there, Fee, jumping on the Taylor Swift of it all. Did you have any final thoughts you wanted to talk about the new Miley Cyrus and the new Shakira drama of it all?
I'm interested to see where it goes. Because we are literally less than 24 hours into it. Who knows? The next time on the podcast. At that point, I would have been able to listen to the entirety of the new album. So I'll give everyone my thoughts. I don't know when or if Shakira is going to do an album, but Miley has already explained the fact that she's going to be releasing her new her new album, which includes like 13 songs, called Endless Summer Vacation. So I'm very excited. Hopefully we get some summer bangers out of that one. That was very awkward to say. I'm not gonna lie.
Summer bangers.
Summer bangers?
Love a
Some
summer
spicy hot
banger.
summer bangers.
I tried to be cool.
All right.
guys.
Well,
You are cool, Fee.
I appreciate you for trying, Fee.
You are cool, Fee, but that wasn't cool.
That wasn't quite it. But it's okay. We'll revisit this next week, and you can up the coolness. I love you so much, Fee. Okay. With that concludes the checkpoint. What we've been enjoying. We don't have anything for the patch notes.
Yeah, we don't have a
and
weekly
it
question this
is-
week.
we
So
don't have a question this week.
yeah, I do
and
have a really good one
it's
for next week, but I
better.
wanted everybody to actually be here for that. for like Mario
Okay,
and all of us or
okay.
something like that. So.
Lots of teasers for next week. It seems like the theme of this episode is be prepared for the next episode.
Yeah.
It'll be a good one. So before we round this out, let's tell the people what you're doing, what you're looking forward to in the next week, where people can find you, all that jazz. I'm gonna kick it off with Harv.
You can find me here, Point in Progress. You can find me also at Beard of the Hair, but mostly I'm gonna put more onto Point in Progress than anything else. But you can find me here at Point in Progress, YouTube.com/Point in Progress, Twitch.tv/Point in Progress. Yeah, with all the different videos that we're gonna be coming out this year.
Anything exciting you're looking forward to within the next week?
I should have the Let's Play up for Fee's Bloodborne video here, or for both of us, up for Thursday this coming week. I'm finishing the edit this weekend on Sunday. Actually, I'm finishing it up, so that should be up soon.
Very exciting. Fee, what are you up to this week? Where can people find you?
Well, sad times ahead, guys, because Stadia's dying next week. So I'm gonna be
Google is taking Stadia out back, telling them to look at the flowers and putting 2 in the back of their head.
So
Stadia's
that took a
moving
long
to
time.
farm upstate.
yeah,
that took a long time.
So I'm gonna be spending this weekend exporting my cyberpunk freaking save. So whenever I inevitably buy it again, I can get that save back. Also we're gonna be live streaming us till the end, which is going to be us doing a podcast and then us playing until the Stadia server dies, or at least until we can mentally handle it. So it's going to be really interesting. We're going to be doing that next week. I'm also going to be live streaming because I've been live streaming again, shockingly. I am going to take time to talk about myself, unlike Harv. Yeah, I've been live streaming again, so I'm going to be doing a lot of live streams next week of not only my 1 hour pixel art, my pixel dailies, but also I'm going to be working on some of my art for the game jam that that we're doing this week. So it's going to be quite interesting. The entire premise is it's assembly required, and I'm only going to be using 4 colors for my palette. So that's going to be it's going to be rough for me, but it makes it a lot easier overall because then I don't have to think about the colors that I'm using. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Definitely check that out over at twitch.tv/Serenix. And for our Stadia gameplay, it's going to be at youtube.com/ oh my goodness, Game Source Network.
There you go. All right. Harv? No, Harv already went.
Yes.
Sorry. Frank, what are you up to this week? Where can people find you? All that stuff.
I'm gonna be working on everybody else's TikToks for Point in Progress, so you won't be seeing me on my own kind of TikTok channel. I'm obviously not gonna be playing Call of Duty for a little bit, at least until the new season starts. We got like 20 more days till that happens, so that's probably not gonna happen right now. But I am going to be playing Final Fantasy 1. Hopefully, from what Harv is telling me, I might be able to even just finish it tonight. So I'm
Depends.
doing that.
It depends on how fast you go. It all depends on how fast.
Yeah,
you go.
I got a feeling because like right now I feel like I'm over leveled for where I am, but I'm getting killed by a lot of status effects.
What's the dungeon you're in?
I'm in. I know where the boss is now. I just have to get back to him. I don't have my Steam Deck next to me, but it's the little hole that you have to go in. I'm guessing that's where the Elven King's like concoction to wake him up is in. I could be wrong on that because I do see there's another area.
Duragrar?
I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't know without bringing it up, and my Steam Deck's like all the way back there. So,
fair.
But yeah, I'm gonna be playing some Final Fantasy. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do about the next Pixel remasters because it constantly goes up in price. I think Final Fantasy 2 pixel remasters, like almost $18. This one I got on Green Man Game. Yeah, exactly. I got this one on Green Man Gaming for $10. It's usually $11.
Dude,
So,
you should be able to buy all the Pixel remasters for like $30. Like I don't understand
no,
why they're like
no.
20
Oh,
bucks.
okay, I was about to say, yeah. 'cause
No, you should be able to buy all of
it
them
is
for like 30.
$74.
Yeah, you should be able to buy all of like let's go into the middle. You should be able to buy all of them, like every single one of them, because there's 6 of them.
Yeah,
You should be able to buy them for like $50. All
I think
6.
so too. If it was $50, I would have bought it right on the spot.
Yeah.
But 75 was like, I don't know
Yeah,
about that one.
that's expensive. That's a little expensive.
But yeah, no,
Like,
I'm
they're
gonna
getting
figure
it
out
from
what.
that. Come on.
Even if I have to emulate Final Fantasy II the old-fashioned way, I will. I'm getting through these games. I'm going to understand the lore of Final Fantasy, and I will become the Omega Giga Chad lore master like Harv is right now.
Yeah.
I know Carlos, who's also in the chat, was talking about something about on Twitter about Final Fantasy. I still don't know what that is, Carlos. You gave me the same eyes I gave you, so like I don't. No, I love Final Fantasy.
Bundle? Do they have a bundle deal going on right now? That'd be cool. That'd be some weird amount of coincidence if that were to be happening right now.
Who knows?
Would be cool.
Who
But yeah, that's it.
knows?
That's basically what I'm doing this week.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. As per usual, you can find me personally live on Thirsty Thursdays on TikTok Live every Thursday. You can find me here. We'll have MC University coming back soon. I'm not going to put a date on that yet, but it is coming. I promise you. It will be happening soon. So in the meantime, go check out our backlog of MC University. Very excited for what we have coming forward. And in addition, we'll throw the after party. We're taking a bit of a winter hiatus still, but you can check us out on the socials at Afterparty SHO everywhere. And you can find me at Cyclone MC pretty much everywhere, blah, 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 blah. But make sure you're checking out Point in Progress, all the cool things coming up, that Bloodborne playthrough, the TikToks. It's going to be great. We're going to have an awesome week. Thank you so much for joining, for hanging out with us, listening on all your audio platforms, all the things. And progress has been made.
Wow.
See y'all next week.
All right.